Hello and welcome back to the stream. It's Thursday evening and today we're going to be playing some browser games. So let's start with connections. So we've got to create groups of four based on these words. So let's see. Coffee maker, shaving cream. I'm thinking things associated with the morning, but not really. Coffee maker, beer, duds, get up, fit. These are all words meaning your outfit. Okay. Post box, box office, post office, Oval Office, and Microsoft Office. How about that? Yeah. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Shaving cream, fire extinguisher, beer, and the sea are all things that have foam. Air purifier, cigarette, coffee maker, and Instagram, they all have filters, don't they? Things that use filters. All right, that was easy enough. Cost total. All right. Morton potassium chloride water softener pellets, 40-pound bag. Okay, these are dirt cheap, but a 40-pound bag, I'm gonna say $8. Way higher, or not way higher, but how about 11.99? Higher? 13.99? Much higher? 16.99. Oh, so red means a much higher and yellow means moderately higher. All right, 19.99. Higher than that, 21.99. All right, it was 21.49. Movie to movie. I don't know either of these, but let's try it anyways. Okay, Matt Damon, Casey Affleck, Ving Rhames, Jack Harlow. Who's Jack Harlow in? What? That can't jump at Kanye West? What the heck? All right, well we got some plays here. Let's see who's in zone of interest. Christian Friedel, Johann Karthaus. I don't know any of these people. Thomas Newman. I feel like I've seen him before. Jakub Sierenberg. Imogen Kog. Uh, Ralph Herforth. Yeah, these are all people I don't know, but who's the star? He was in Zone of Interest. We know that. Again, I don't know any of these movies either. Um, but this one looks like it was big. Can we escape from here somehow? No? We're still in the Swedish verse. 13 minutes. All right, let's go back here. Let's try Johann Karthaus. He was in approximately zero movies. Louis Noah of Wait, also zero movies. Underland. CC and Die. Munich, The Edge of War. I think this had some stars in it, didn't it? Jeremy Irons? All right, we finally got something. Can we go from Jeremy Irons or Alex Jennings to someplace? Like, I'm fairly sure we can go from Jeremy Irons to Lion King. He was in a pile of stuff. All right, so let's remember that. Sandra Hüller to Munich: The Edge of War to Jeremy Irons. Matt Damon. Uh, let's see. We got to get from Matt Damon to Disney somehow. Jason Bourne, The Martian. Um, the movie. Happy Feet 2. All right, we're getting there. Ocean's 13, Brothers Grimm. We're getting there, we're getting there. Spirit, Stallion. All right, Matt Damon was in Spirit. And we can go to Charles Napier. To The Nutty Professor, perhaps? Austin Powers was in Shrek. Let's see. Dragonflight. That was an interesting movie. I should watch Dragonflight again. All right, not Charles Napier. How about Richard McGonagall? No. James Cromwell? Big Hero 6? Spider-Man 3? Let's see. Tank, Revenge of the Nerds, House of God, The Man with Two Brains. These are nuts movie choices. All right, let's jump back to Matt Damon and see if we go back a little bit further in his discography. He was in Titan AE. Dogma had what was his name? Alan Rickman. Yeah, Alan Rickman, Chris Rock, George Carlin. Yeah, George Carlin. Alanis Morissette. Ben Affleck has to have been in a Disney film. No, maybe not. Let's jump back to Dogma, and we'll go. Jeremy Irons. Let's just go the other way. So it was Sandra Hüller to Munich: Edge of War, Jeremy Irons, and Lion King, right? The Flash. Who else was in The Flash? Michael Keaton? Saoirse? Zack Snyder's Justice League? With Ben Affleck? Who was in what was it? Not the accountant. It was. Oh, we were just here. We just have to trace our steps again. It was Dogma. Dogma, and then Matt Damon was in um what's the movie we're looking for? Zone of Interest? No, The Instigators. The Instigators. We did it. Distance 4, shortest possible 3. Instigators, Matt Damon, Ocean's 13, Julian Sands, The Keeper, Shenzhou Lecher. All right, that's fine, but I'm actually really happy with this. Spotting Jeremy Irons in that lineup was definitely the play. Okay, guess the game. This is a photorealistic game, so I'm going to go The Last of Us. No? I have no clue. Could this be Deus Ex Human Revolution? No? 1, 2, 3. PS3, PC, and Xbox 360. Could this be System Shock? No. Who is this guy? What's this interface? Uh, your captors. Action role-playing. Could this be Half-Life? No. 2010. I'm afraid I'm just not seeing it. This is Call of Duty, uh, um, Advanced Warfare. Developer Obsidian. Uh, this is Payday. No, Obsidian makes like computer RPGs, right? I've no idea what this is though. Alpha Protocol. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know. Um, yeah. So not doing too good at the guess the game, but Game Dole I've had the weekly was quite good last week we did Zelda games. But here, best dogs or dog-like characters in video games. So we're guessing the video game, right? Um, this sort of looks like a Mega Man. Could this be Mega Man X? Yaha! Velgarder. This is Ocarina of Time. Richard. Oh, the dog. Richard. This could be Luigi's Mansion. Luigi's Mansion. It's the correct franchise and saga, but which one is it? Dark Moon or number 3? Polterpup. Woof, 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 woof. This kind of reminds me of Skies of Arcadia. Tales of Vesperia. Oh, Rapide. Rapide. This dog, he will observe your sins and he will judge you. I had great fun playing Tales of Vesperia with a friend in college. He was playing Yuri and I would play Rapide, and I made sure to like um, position myself so I would start the battle far away, so I wouldn't have to like change targets, and I could like auto target a different enemy, and it worked out. But what is this? That crystal is kind of familiar. I'm gonna say Castlevania. Wrong franchise and saga. Is this Hades? Cerberus. What a good boy. As long as I don't pet your other two heads, huh? Um, A3, Romancing Saga. But there weren't three of them. Uh, it's like there's like an A and then like a T at the end there. Um, hmm. I'm just going to sandbag this. Yeah, give me a clue. Mega Man 3? Rush! Waff waff. Oh my god, look how much of a gremlin he is here. This is a little bit better than the original box art, but it's still a little bit decrepit. Sam and Max. This looks like a later game, so this could be um, Save the World New. Sam and Max hit the road. Beyond Time and Space. This is not. Come on. Save the World original. Okay, thank God. Gee, Max. Ah, Max, never change. This is a Pokemon game. This is going to be Pokemon Diamond. Holy cow, I can't believe I got that. I don't really. Lucario is a dog? Is he a dog? I mean, he's got that pointed muzzle, so I guess so. It's always struck me as more of a wolf. This is Resident Evil 4. Dog. Wah, wah, wah. This is going to be Earthbound. King. Yeah! Look at him. He's such a good boy. Uh-huh. Mm, Harvest Moon. Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds. Monster Hunter Regular. One life remaining. Monster Hunter uh World. Game over. No, it was Monster Hunter Rise. Okay, okay, okay. All right, let's go back to regular game duel. Let's also change this music. The uncertainty principle. End times. Okay. Um, guess the game by its cover art. We've been doing that. Guess the game by its artwork. Guess the game character. Alright, let's do guess the game character. Hmm. A different kind of dog. I feel like I've seen this good boy before. Um, it's not gonna be Mother 3. It's not gonna be Okami. I'll sandbag this. Oh, I like the ears. Um, hmm. It couldn't be. Ghost Trick? No. Um, hmm. Skip. Huh. What was it called? Moon, no, Demon. This is a game that I've been trying to recall the name of for a while. Odin Sphere, but we don't have that. Okay. I think I've not seen this dog before. Bonus question, give up. Spiritfarer, Daffodil from Spiritfarer. I've not played that game. Okay. Let's uh let's move on. Food guesser. So, this is we've got we got olive oil, garlic, tomatoes, basil, mozzarella, balsamic vinegar, prosciutto. All of these are optional, but it's the olive oil and garlic which is the principal component to this. Um, God, I am so hungry. I have not had a chance to get dinner tonight. Um, I'm playing this on an empty stomach, which is probably a mistake. Um, uh, Hold on, I'm gonna get myself a little snack. Okay. Well, I just scarfed down a bag of cheesy Wotsits. which is the UK's version of Cheetos or cheese puffs, I should say. So my guesses in order are Italy, France, Germany, or Greece. Maybe not in order. I think I would guess Greece before any of those, but it was Italy. This is Scran. Um, Chicken breast, pita bread. Um, I think pita bread is more Spanish than it is Mexican. Swiss and American cheese. Well, it's in America. Okay. Hmm. Okay, yeah, I'll guess Mexico. Borders to the north. Okay. United States. Honey. Associated with Michigan. Closely related with Big Boy and Elias Brothers. Oh, it was Coney Island. Began operations in Detroit. My dad was from Detroit. Okay. Glutinous rice flour, water, mung bean paste. This is Indian. Okay, let's try India. Ah, not even close. But it's somewhere to the east. Pandan leaves. Vietnam? Philippines? Oh, it's Vietnam. All right, I was slightly above average there. If I'd gotten Vietnam on the second one, then it would have been like really good. All right, thrice. Charlemagne was crowned emperor in 800 CE in what city? Uh, Bath. Around the end of the first century, what city became the world's first to surpass a population of 1 million? Constantinople. Concerns about unsafe work practices surround the recent collapse of the medieval Torre dei Conti in what world capital? I don't know. Rome. Okay, fair enough. Living omnimedia magnate babysat Mickey Mantle and Yogi Berras. All right, I don't like that. Sort these Star Wars movies by their worldwide box office earnings, adjusted for inflation, starting with highest earning, not re-releases. Um, hmm. Worldwide box office earnings. I want to say Force Awakens was top of the list. Phantom Menace might be second. I feel like people did not get to episode 3 quite as much. Well, maybe they did. I think more people were excited to see 3. Empire Strikes Back definitely up there. Maybe this goes up top. A New Hope. If we're talking about like their original releases, then it's going to be fairly low. I have a sneaking suspicion I have no idea what I'm doing. Revenge of the Sith, The Force Awakens, um, Phantom Menace above that. How about that? None of them? New Hope up top? How about that? All right, we got these locked in. Revenge of the Sith and The Rise of Skywalker were pretty low. So perhaps Phantom Menace was below that, and Force Awakens topped the charts. Force Awakens topped the charts. Okay, so this is what we've got. Force Awakens just absolutely demolished the rest of them. 2.73 billion. 2.2 billion counting re-releases? Excuse me. Excuse me. Only counting original release earnings, not re-releases. 2 billion counting re-releases. Oh, but that's why it's 793 million. 1.58 billion to see The New Hope. Cool. So what you're telling me is that these three were very close. Well, these two were extremely close. Empire Strikes Back. I'm surprised Empire Strikes Back was so low. Maybe people were just like after watching A New Hope, they decided, I'm not into it. Or those Star Wars geeks, they're a bit too eh. Anyways, Scrandle, we'll skip Scrandle. Let's go straight into Sudoku. Right. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. The sum of the digits within the cage must sum to the small clue in the top left corner of the cage. So these could be a 4 or 6 to make 10. Sorry about that. This is interesting. A 19. That could be a like a 6, 7, 6? No. It's like 2, 8, 9 is one possibility. But digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in this circle. So we've got this circle that sees four line segments. So this could be 1, 2, 1, 2. And that would sum to at least 6. Same here, 6, 7, 8, 9. But these that's predicated on these being in the same row. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2 like this. So between these cells, we're looking at a sum of at least 10 plus 3 plus 3. That's 16. So at least 16. The only way we can do that is with a 7 and a 9 or an 8 and a 9. So none of these can be a 7. One of them has to be a 9. That's interesting. So if it can only be a 7, 9 or an 8, 9, that means we have exactly 1 degree of freedom in any of these. Which means these must be 1, 2, or 3. And these must be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Which is itself kind of fascinating. These, if these are 6, 7, 8, that would sum to 21. The lowest, so if this is a 9, 8, 9, 8, 2. No, well, these have to be at least a 1, 2, and 3, right? Because if this was a for example, 1, 2, 4, 5, then then these sums would be too much. So the lowest that we could put in this box is a 4. So how would that work? We can have a 4 and then make the difference up with 15. 4, 7, 8. 4, 7, 8, 5, 7, 9. Those would work. Yeah, so those would work. We'll come back to that. This sees these two, so that would be at least a 3. There's a 16 here with 3 digits. That's not too helpful. That could be like a 5, 6, 7, or not like that, but like yeah, 5. How would you get to 16 from there? 5, 6, and 4, roughly. Anyways. These two share a digit. Right. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's switch that song a little bit. How about we put on the One Shot soundtrack? I'm feeling quite spacey today. I really feel like I've got something with this sequence of arrows here. But I need to reduce a little bit more. How about these two circles? So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Let's just try that. Let's try and make this as small as possible. So 1, 1, 1. No, let's put a 2 there, put a 1 there, and a 3 here, and a 2 and a 2. So what have we got here? We've got 4, 7, 8. And then 1, 3, 4, 5. So this sum would have to be at least 13. And this already can't work. The smallest that this could be, we established, was a 4. So what would that do to the sums? This becomes a 7, 9, 11. We have to distribute this a little bit better. Let's make this a 1. Let's make this a 2. So 4, 2, 6. 7, 8. Right? So that can make an 8. 4, 1, that's 5. If we're taking the 1 out of here, well, it still can't be like we have to make these different anyway. So 4, 1, 2, that's 7 and 9. So we've got an 8, 9 pair. That's the smallest that can be. And in fact, that is basically the way it has to be. Because we can't possibly make these cells any smaller than they currently are, right? 6, 7, 8, 8, 5, 7, 9, 9. Okay. Like if we swap this, like that becomes a 1 and that becomes a 2, then we just reverse these. So that becomes 6, 7, 9. So in fact, these are the only possible outcomes for this sequence. That is forced to be a 4, which means these cannot be 4. These must be a 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2. And now we have 1, 2 seeing into this cell, so we'll take those out. 1, 2 seeing into this cell, we'll take that out. We've got 3, 5, so let's take 3 and 5 out of here. And now we've got a 1, 2 double, seeing this and seeing this. And the only, there then therefore has to be a 1, 2 somewhere in here. It's done here. So there's a 1, 2 here and here. Very fascinating. Oh, and we've also confirmed that this can't be 7. So where are we at now? We've taken out 1, 2, 8, 9 as possibilities for these 10s. So what's remaining are 3, 7 and 4, 6, which means this is a 5. We are making headway on this. Quite fascinating. So to get 15 here, to get 15 in these cells, we can't use 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. It has to be 6, 9, or 7, 8. That's not terribly helpful. Let's leave those alone for now. What else have we got? So we've established there has to be a 1 or a 2 in this killer box. How about we move on? Lowest this can be is a 3. Let's move on from there. Hmm. 1 and 2 are done. There has to be a 1 and a 2 somewhere on this arrow. But I'm not seeing how that relates to these circles. So if we had, just by way of example, if we put a 1 and a 2 here, this would be a 3. And if we had a 3 here, then this would be a 5. There's too many degrees of freedom there. I don't think we can really do anything productive just yet. How about this? This can't be a, well, it can't be a 1, 2 anyways. It can't be a 4 or 5. If it's a 6, this could be, this can't be 1, 5 or 2, 4. So this can't be 6. If it's 7, this could be 1, 6. Let's also put a 2 in there just for posterity. If it's an 8, this can't be 3, 5. It could be 2, 6. And it could be 1, 7, I suppose. And if it's a 9, then that could be 1, 8. It's too much. I'm not sure. What else can we do here? I'm having a brainwave. So this equals that. This equals that. So these three together are an even number. These three together are an even number. So let's color these blue to indicate that they're even. These two together make odd. And there's a secret that Simon likes to tell his favorite people who watch his channel and watch him do the Sudoku solves, and that is if you sum up the digits 1 through 9 exactly, you get 45. And you just really quick, I'm going to count 10, 10, 10, 10, and then 5, right? So that's 45. So to get 45, we would need to put another odd digit here. Now, have we learned anything from that? Again, these equal that, which means to make this whole sequence even, well, you could put an even and an odd here, or you can put an odd and an even here. So all I've proven is that these two are different parity. I don't know if that's helpful. It doesn't seem to me particularly useful at this juncture. And I don't want to say that I'm stuck because I'm definitely not. I just have to approach this calmly. One, two, three, five, 4, and either a 6, 9 or a 7, 8. Let's suppose this is 7, 8, which would make this 6, 9. So if this was a 6, this would be a 3, 7. I feel like there's something I can do here. So let's suppose this is a 3. Well, actually, let's work the other way. One of these has got to be a 5. So to make this work, we would have 5, 1, 2, 1. So 5 and 1 here. Should make this a 2. I suppose one thing that I should keep in mind with this is that this whole puzzle is horizontally symmetrical, with the exception of this 15 and this 16 box. This will be, I think, the last delineating factor that allows us to put like a 7 here, for example, and an 8 here. But we don't know which is which just yet. I think we have to go through more before we can determine how those will play in. Right. Um, so 1, 2, 4, 5 here, and a 6, 7, or sorry, 6, 9, or a 7, 8 here. So these would be 6, 7, 8, 9 plus a 3. So 3 down here somewhere. 3 is accounted for here. If we have a 3 here, then the 3 goes here. 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait a sec. I think I might have something. So 5, 1, 2, 1, 2. So wherever the 5 is, there's going to be a 2 here. This will also be a 1, so this will be a 2. So there's 2, 2, and a 1. Combined with the 4 makes 9. So let's mark that. So we'll make red the high digit and blue the low digit. So suppose that's a 5, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 2, and that's got to be a 2. This, therefore, will be a 1, and it'll go like that. So 2, 2, 1, 4. This will be the higher of the 2. This will be the lower of the 2. I think that tracks. Similarly, this will be the lower, that'll be the higher, that'll be the lower, that'll be the higher. So 5, 1, 2, 1. That makes 9, and that makes 8. Good to know. So we've concluded that these are the same. These are the same. Which means there's going to be an 8 or 9 up here. It's going to be an 8 or a 9 here. It's going to be an 8 and a 9 here. It'll be different, however. This will be a red, and this one will be a blue. And we still don't know where the red 8, 9 would go in this box. Only that it would go there somewhere. And this can't be both blue and red 8, 9s. Hi Sprite, how's it going? I'm just doing a Sudoku. I did some browser games earlier. There's a YouTube channel that I followed for several years called Cracking the Cryptic, and Simon and Mark would do these devilishly difficult Sudoku puzzles. I'm doing all right. Stressed out from work as usual, but I'm happy to be home. I had some I still haven't had dinner, but I'm enjoying just chilling out. Wow. So what I've worked out here, if you don't know the rules of this puzzle, these circles that are connected to arrows, any of the digits that lie on this arrow has to sum up to the digit here. So if this was a 6, for example, this could be a 5 and a 1. And if this 1, of course, is being shared by this arrow here, so I could do like a 3 here and a 4 there, right? And the other rule is if you see a box like this, the digits in this box sum up to the digit in the top left corner. So that's a 19. So I've worked out that the 4 in this box can be paired with a 6-9 or a 7-8. And of course I've done some logic down here already. The puzzle games I like are more like Portal. Yeah, Portal and Portal 2 were exceptionally good. I actually beat Portal 2 without dying, which is I'm quite proud of that. It came close with the part in the last third where like you're I think like Wheatley has already taken control of the facility and you're in the back rooms and there's this part where um the like the like vortex is pushing you along and you're in danger of gently sailing into a crusher and you have to like um interrupt that and throw a portal like underneath you and fall underneath the crusher, right? All right, see you later. But I just barely had enough reflexes to manage that challenge. Anyways, I will get back to solving this. I'm struggling a little bit on the next move. Now let's see here. So I've established that there has to be a blue 1 or a 2 here. This has a blue 1 or a 2. This has a red 1 or a 2. So if this is the higher, then the other digits would sum to 13, which could be 6, 7, 5, 8, or 4, 9, which is not helpful. Too many degrees of freedom. Could I possibly do more logic down here? If that's a 4, 5, which it can't be, then this would be a 9. What are other ways to make a 9 from here? 6, 3? If we had a 1, 2 here, right. If we had a 1 and a 2 here, there would still need to be a 1 or a 2 in this box and a 1 or a 2 in this box. So like how that would look is if that's a 1 or a 2 and that's a 1 or a 2, right? Then we can have the other one here and the other one here. So that still works. So we haven't ruled out a 3 just yet. But this can't be a 4 or a 5. If that's a 6, well, right. So let's stick a 3 in there. But it can't be a 6 because you can't do 1, 5 or 2, 4. But a 3 could easily be a 1, 6 pair. 8 or 9 would be a 1-7 or 1-8, respectively. How about these two, though? The highest they can be is a 6-7 pair. So we could have a 5-1, and this could be a, well, no, how would that look like? If that's a 1-5 to make 6, then how would we make 7? 2-5 doesn't work. 3-4 does work, though. What's the lowest that this could be? 1, 2, 3, 4 makes 10. So this could be a 4-6 pair. Well, if it includes 1, 2, 3, 4 to make the lowest possible, this would have to be at least 5, 6. So this would be a 1, 2, 3, 5, which also doesn't work. How about a 5-7 then? To make 13, we could have a 1, 2, 3, 6. Does that work? No, that makes 12. Hold on. This is fascinating. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then getting these two without using 4 is impossible. If, however, this was 4-7, then this could be 1, 2, 3, 5. Does that work? Yes, it does. So we've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So that could be a 6. If instead we had a 1, 2, 3, 6, this could be a 4-8, and that would be a 7. Oh, can't be a 4-8 though. Oh. I think I might be cooking. Right? This can't be a 4-8. Can it be a 5-7? Could it be a 5-6? Let's stick this down here so that we save it for later. Right. Could this be a 5-6? That's the question. So to make 11, there's only one way to do that. 1, 2, 3, 5. That doesn't work. Could this be a 5-7 then? So 5-7 together makes 12. 1, 2, 3 is 6. We would need another 6 here. Right. So we've arrived at something quite interesting. This must have a 7, and it can be either 4 with 1 and 3. Oh, no, we can't have a 7 there. Right. Yeah. Well, no, not quite. There's still another possibility. So let's start this over. 5-7 is 12. And to make this work, we would go 1, 2, 3, and 6. Correct? And that would work. But the only problem is a 4 has to go in this row somewhere, and it cannot go here because it sees that column. So 5, 7 flatly does not work. How about 6, 7? So we have 13 here. 13 can be obtained with 1, 2, 3, and 7. But we can't reuse the 7, so we've got to buff this up a little bit. So instead of 3, 7, we're going to use 4, 6. We can't do that. All right. Instead of 1, 2, let's try 3, 4, 5. So that's 7 plus 6. I think that works. So if we have a 6, 7, then the remaining digits here are 1, 5 to make 6, and then 3, 4 to make 7. I feel like there's something here that doesn't quite work though. Let's say this is the 1, 5. That would force both of these to be 2, and this to be 3. Okay, that does work. So that's fine. So we've demonstrated that 4, 7, and 6, 7 are viable options. But there must be a 7 here. And in either case, we're using the 7, 8, 9. In this case, well, in the case of 6, 7, 6, 7, we're using up the rest of these digits except for a 2. Right. And then in the case of 4, 7, to make 11, we're using 1, 2, 3, 5, correct? So the remaining digit is 6. Now, if that's the case, if this is a 6, this could only be a 1, 2, or 3, and this would be a 9, 8, or a 7. It can't be a 7. So we would not have a 1 in that case. So those options are 6, 2 to make 8, or 6, 3 to make 9. The other option is a 2 here, and 2 can combine with a 3 to make 5. It can't be 5. 2, 1 to make 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6 to make 8. Two, 6. 2, 6 to make 8, or 2, 7 to make 9, but we can't have a 7. Right, 2, 6, 8, or 2, 1, 3, or 6, 3, 9. Boy, this is a pickle. This is a real pickle. Can we prove that there's a 6 here? 639, 623. Sorry, 628. I'm not quite seeing it. We've been on this for 38 minutes. But that's okay. I'm still enjoying puzzling through this. Can I prove that this is not 1, 2, 3? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a 6. So if we had like a 1, 2 pair there, then like 6, 1, 7, and then 6, 2, 8, right? Would that present us a problem? Alternatively, this could be a 7, 1, 2, and this could be a 9 and an 8. So that would fix these. I'm afraid that that might be a viable solution. So let's remove that for now. Oh, let's just think about this again. Hmm. 15, 6, 9, 7, 8. Here we have a 1 or 2, making 14 the remainder. So you could do that with a 6, 8. And that's again too many degrees of freedom there. 6, 7. Right, if that's a 6, 7, that becomes a 2. Otherwise, it's a 4, 7, and that becomes a 6. Wait, that's how we prove it. This is 4, 7, that's a 6. If this is a 6, 7, then that's a 2. Either way, we can't have a 6 here. Therefore, this is either 1, 2, 3 in that order, or it's 2, 6, 8, or it's 3, 6, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 6, 8, or 3, 6, 9. Three, 6, 9, and the remaining digits would then be 7, 8, 2, and 1. A 1, 2, oh, 1 cannot, neither 1 or 2 can go in any of these boxes. So the only remaining choices for a 1 or 2 are these three. That is interesting. Can I prove that there can't be a 2 here? If this is a 6, 7, how do we get to 13 again? Didn't we say it was 1, 3, 4, 5? That's 12 plus 1, right? Okay, that's fine. And the other way is 1, 2, 3, 5 to make 11. Um, let's see here. I'm still struggling. So we worked out this is 1, 2, 3, or 2, 6, 8, or 3, 6, 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's see. If this was a 6, right, if this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the lowest this could be would be a 6. And because of these 1, 2 pairs, these are forced to be 1, 2. And therefore, this could be a 6, 7, right, that would be a 7, and this would be an 8, right? Which can work. There's no reason that this can't be an 8 and this a 9. Right? Yeah, there's no unless I figure something out with this 15, 16, I don't have to worry about symmetry just yet. As far as I'm concerned, these are interchangeable. But like, yeah. The blue coloring indicates the lower of the two. So this is assuming that's an 8 instead of a 9. That would mean that this also has to be a 7 instead of an 8. So we can go ahead and color these in. That's a 9, that's an 8. This would be a 2, and this would be the 1. So we're being consistent with our color scheming here. The red is the higher of the two. Or the lower, if you prefer. But I don't see a problem with that. What if I did something else? So what if this is 3, 6, 9? Then we have used the 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. We have 7, 8, 2, and 1. Have I counted that right? 3, 6, 9, 4, 5. This could be 7. This could be 7, 8. Which means one of these would have to be a 1 or 2, which it can't. Ah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Right. So let me walk through that one more time. Suppose this is a 3, 6, 9. that would put the remaining digits here would then be 1, 2, 7, and 8. However, we can't have a 1 or a 2 in these. So that's a 7, 8 pair. Oops. And that's a 1, 2 pair, right? Oops. Wait a sec. No, that does work. Oh, right. We also can't have a 1, 2 in this row because of this 1, 2 pair. So that's how we prove that this cannot be a 3, 6, 9. So let's wind this all the way back. Let's take a 3 out of here and a 9 out of here. Can we do a similar trick and prove this can't be a 2, 6, 8? So, our remaining digits are 1, 3, 7, 9. These can't be 1. This can't be 1. This can't be 1. Well, actually, that can be 1. Let's just be a little more cautious about this. That's a 3, 7, 9, so that's actually forced to be 1. That could be a 2, that could be a 3. Okay, so I'm not seeing why that's impossible. Can this be a 1, 2, 3? That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The lowest this can be is a 6, which I think we've established is necessary. Although this could be a 7. A 7, 2, 9 would work. 7, 2, 9. 7, 1, 8. Wait, no. 7, 1, 8. That would cause a collision. So if this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, then the lowest this could be is 6. Okay, that's fine. However, we have proven that there is a 2 here somewhere. That's not nothing. That is something. Actually, I just noticed something else. Well, I can't really say that I've noticed that because that's an assumption. Um, if this is 1, 2, 3, then that becomes a 6. But then we've placed our 1, 2 here. If this is a 2, 6, 8, then there has to be another 1 in this box somewhere. And there would have to be another 1 in this box in one of those 2 columns, I think. It would have to be here. Right. So if that's a 1, 2, then the remaining 1, 2 would go here. If, on the other hand, this is a 2, 6, 8, then like the 1 goes here. This becomes a 1, 2 pair, taking it out of there. this is the 1, and so there would be a 2 in this column. Hi, Tourmaline, how is it going? I'm throwing my head against the wall at this Sudoku. I've gotten I've gotten some logic down for most of these clues, but I'm still working through the next step here. So let me gather my thoughts again. If this was a 268, then there would still need to be a 1 here, and that would complete the 1-2 pair here. If there's a 1 here, that would leave a 2 in this column. So there would be a 2 here, no 1 here. Um, 2, 6, 8. So the remaining digits would be 7. Right, 2, 6, 8. Um, uh, I'm I'm losing it. Where was I? This could be a 3, 2, 5. That's not a problem. Okay, I think I've done all I can with this triple here. It's either a 1, 2, 3 or it's a 2, 6, 8. And either way I do that, it's got consequences. Um, so to be clear, if this is a 1, 2, 3, the lowest this could be is a 6, making a 1, 2 here, and a 7, 8 pair here. If, on the other hand, this is a 2, 6, 8, then I actually have no idea what that does up here. Because this could be a 1. It could be a 3. It could be any number of things. It could be a 7 or, well, it can't be a 9. But that could certainly be a 7 with a 1, 2, making an 8, 9. Um, at least I think so. Um, Whether that actually helps me solve the puzzle is another question. Let's say this is a 2, 6, 8, and that's a 7. If this is a 7, this can't be a 1, 2, because this box would still require another 1 in it. And because we've got this 1, 2 double in both columns 4 and 6, that would make it impossible to place another 1 here. So I think that proves that can't be 7. If, on the other hand, this was a 6, these could be um, 3, right? 2, 3. So we would have a 6, 3, 9 and a 6, 1, 7. 2, 6, 8. Now, if that's a 1, wait, no, I'm doing this really weird. Um, if this is a 6, this has to be a 1, 2. In fact, 1, 2 has to go in this top row. I can't forget about that. On the other hand, if this is a 3, then that becomes 1, 2, which means this looks like 3, 2, 5, 3, 1, 4. Is there any problem with that? I don't think so. Okay, so let's take the conditions out of there. But we've at least got our 1, 2 in the top row. What else can we do? 8, 9 in the middle bottom row is done. Right. One of these is going to be a 1. Oh, wait. I think we might have something. So because of this coloration, we've established that there has to be a red 1, 2 in one of these boxes. And here, there has to be a blue 1, 2 in one of these boxes. Does that give me anything? I think it does. Because this 1, 2 is going to be either red or blue. If this is red, then it forces a 1, 2 here. If it's blue, then it forces a 1, 2 here. Right, so again, if this is blue, then the other blue 1, 2 goes here. And the final one would go up there. If on the other hand it's red, it forces a 1, 2 here. No, what am I doing? What am I trying to prove? Right, is there a reason that these can't both be 1 and 2? I know for certain that these can't both be 1 or 2, but what about these? If these are both 1 and 2, I think that works. Like, we can put a 1 here and then like a 2 down here. Well, not exactly. It has to be like 1, 2, 3 in that order, or 2, 6, 7. So like there's going to be a 2 here, whichever way we do it. So let's work this through. Suppose that's a 1, 2. That means this one becomes a 1 and that becomes a 2. And so we've satisfied all of the conditions needed. And if on the other hand this is a 2, 6, then this becomes the 2, this becomes the 1. Wait, we might have something here. We might have something. 2, 6. If this is a 2, then the 1 has to be here. I'm so close to cracking this. I can feel it. I can feel it. Let's put these in. That's a 2. That's a 1. That forces these to be 1, 2. Right? So this becomes 6. This becomes a 4-7 double. And to make 4-7 out of this, we would need a 3-5 pair there. 3-5 takes a 3 out of these. Forces a 3 here somewhere. No, it's getting away from me. Right, if the 1 is here, then 2, that becomes a 3. 3, 1, 2. That becomes a 4. 1, 2, 3. No, that is viable. I can't see why that would be impossible. Oh, how frustrating. Maybe we can do something else with this top digit of the cage here. Let's clear these out. So we've established that if this is 4-7, then to make that we would have 1, 2, 3, 5, leaving a 6 in the middle here. Now the way this would shake out is like one of these would have to be the 1, 3, and let's take the, remembering that the blue corresponds to the lowest digit, just to make the logic a bit easier. So if that's a 1, then this can't be a 1 or 3, and this would be the 7, and this would be the 4. Right. So 2, 5, 1, 3. It would look something like that. And we need to put a blue 1 in here somewhere. So this would be 1 and this would be 2. That's how that shakes out. So, oops. So 3 and 2, 5 and 1, right? And just to continue filling this in, that would be a 9 and an 8. So if we have a 1 here, how do we make an extra 14 here using what we have left? Well, we can't do 7, 7. We can do 6, 8. How would we make 14 here? We can't use 6, 8, and we can't use 5, 9, and we can't use 7, 7. So that's interesting. Now, on the other hand, if we assume the blue is the high digit, then that's a 2, that's a 9, that's an 8, that's a 1. So here we would have the 4, the 1, and the 3. Here we would have the 7, the 2, and the 5. So here the calculation becomes a bit different. Here we have to make 15 out of what we've got. We can't use 9, 6, but we can do 7, 8. Here we have to make 13, and we can do 6, 7. 6, 7! And we can't do 5, 8. But we could also do 4, 9. So what we've proven here is that we don't know jack diddly squat about what to do next in this puzzle. Okay, well, I'm formally giving up on this. It's frustrating to do, but I've already spent over an hour on this, and I don't really feel like banging my head against a wall. The ideas just aren't coming, and I don't see anything else to be done with the remaining clues. Okay, so let's move on to Copy Kitty. I've just got to load it up. There we go. Let's turn the tunes off temporarily. Whoops, what's going on? Okay. Let's see. How am I going to fix this? Wait, what's going on here? I guess that works. This game has a 4:3 aspect ratio. So, unfortunately, there's going to be a border no matter what I do. Alright. Let's just start at the beginning. Right, so this is Copy Kitty. This is actually one of my favorite games of all time. Developed over about 7 years by Nuclear Strawberry. Let's see, I do have to remember the controls a little bit. A lot of my reflexes have changed over time. It's been a long time since I've played this. But the general premise of this game is you are Boki. You are you belong to a race called Katera that have like crystals on their feet. You eat crystals, and just about everybody has a special power of some kind. How do you feel, Boki? Are you getting used to fighting in the simulation yet? I guess. This is still just the easy stuff though, right? I need to get better with my powers already. Hurry up and let me blast some tougher robots. Boki has the power to copy her enemy's power, just by getting close enough to them, basically. But she suffers from imposter syndrome, you know, being a kid and all, and thinks that her power is pretty lame compared to some of the other superheroes that she looks up to. So, her uncle decided to develop or adapt a military program and let her train with it so that she can build her confidence. And that's what this is. It's a birthday present. Her birthday present is a video game. But gameplay-wise, you're able to combine up to 3 weapons at once. So what you saw there was me with Force, Wave, and Tornado. The Wave weapon lets me shoot projectiles through walls. And now I'm going to take command of this Veers. Smash! Yeah! You may not think much of your abilities, but you're an Antenna just like me. We both have supernatural powers that most other people do not. With enough practice, you can do great things, Boki. Great things? Like what? Driving a robot around? Come on, you don't even need magic powers to do that. Meow. The Veers is not a vehicle. Didn't even realize it, but it was your power to copy its control crystal that allowed you to pilot it. I look forward to seeing what other elegant solutions you come up with later. Yeah, so she doesn't even realize it, but, like, not everyone would have been able to pull that off. And I'm combining the Quick Star with the Lightning to make a blade. And now I combine it with the Wind element to make a Tornado Descending blade. In universe, the way that each combination manifests, or the way each power manifests, is sort of guided by Boki's imagination. There's a little bit of a lore detail that, like, when you as you play through hard mode, you're actually playing as, well, if you play Savant's campaign, he's like play testing through the levels to see if it's like calibrated to the right difficulty. And he has a sneaking suspicion that if Boki has a tornado power, she's going to use it purely vertically, just like that other ninja anime that she watches. You know, something like that. And lo and behold, he's right. Not that there's anything wrong with using a tornado power vertically, but it's good to know that you're limiting yourself. cavitation cannon, plasma, explode, and light. So the light makes the exploding beam split into 3, which means that's a lot of DPS. So my actual attack speed went down by a lot using that combination. Another thing to know, this game has a simple control scheme and an expert control scheme. I am using the expert control scheme, which means weapons 1, 2, and 3 are mapped to different button outputs, whereas on the simple control scheme, like the other 2 weapons would instead be mapped to switching. So, for example, let's see, control options. Simple recommended, yeah. L1 is switch left, L2, R1 is switch R, but I like to play with advanced. So, super shot is this, and then it's X, Y, and B. Wow. Ooh. Let's get Magnet Crush. Smash! Pow, right in the kisser. Meow. I won! Very good, Boki. You handled your first major encounter quite well. This is still just a simulation, right? It wouldn't be this strong in real life. Any victory you achieve here, you are perfectly capable of accomplishing against the same enemies in real life, too. In fact, it's about time we started tackling some of the more lifelike scenarios this simulation has to offer. Your next mission is in this forest. I'll give you a more detailed briefing in the next area. Good luck! I'd like you to treat the rest of your training in this simulation as if it were real. First objective is still rather simple. Many constructs have been emerging in this forest and causing trouble. Find where they're coming from and put a stop to it. So I just have to destroy all the enemies like before, right? Not exactly. Defeating the constructs in this area is the first step, but the source of the problem will be much further ahead. Good luck. Yeah. Alright, let's how do I drop weapons again? Like there we go. Okay. Alright, let's switch Plasma out for Typhoon. Phew. Hadouken! Hadouken! Constructs are made of metal, but they're often patterned after organic life forms. Some of them have adapted to the local environment to gain a tactical advantage. There we go. The more enemies there are, the more powers I get to copy, right? Indeed, it looks like you're starting to catch on. Oh, let's do split. Yeah! Tornado, bounce, and explode is a potent combination. Initiate! Whoops. Phew. Aquamarine. Alright, we're going into the water, so let's take lightning. Let's see. Switch that out for wave, because in the water, wave splits into two, which is extra good. Verdant Lake. By the way, am I just going to be fighting ordinary constructs the whole time? What about, you know, the cybers? Cybers are a truly diabolical force, seeking to obtain and exploit the powers of Intanma for their own nefarious purposes. Battling them directly is not something to be taken lightly. For now, practicing against their robotic minions should be sufficient. As you will see very soon, even mere constructs are not to be underestimated. Pew! Dragon Soul! I love these crab guys. They're based on pistol shrimp, so they close their claws really fast and make a cavitation bubble. Bassa. Pew. Alright, bioweapon. Ah! Uh-oh. He's not done yet. Oh, fire everywhere. Sarbamba. I win again. Yes, and your fight caused a forest fire in the process. You mean it's not going to just go away after the level's over? A real hero knows that actions have lasting consequences. The Verzet caused this fire on purpose, even though there's a cyber base nearby. They must have some way to defend the base from these flames. Find their temperature control device and use it to stop the fire. Very important lesson to have early on. Remote bomb. This game is called Copy Kitty. This was developed over many, like I want to say, like 7 years. The premise of it being that you are a kid cat girl with a little bit of an insecurity because you want to be a superhero, but your superpower is to copy enemies' abilities, and you think it's a little bit lame. So your uncle, for your birthday, made it like adapted the military training program for you to practice using your powers against like real life robots. And the really cool thing is like there's like if you do really well in a level, your character will have like different dialogue, and like even getting through hard mode. Well, obviously getting through hard mode is really difficult. So as you get more skilled, you know, Boki gets more skilled, and like the story kind of reflects that. By the end of hard mode, you end up fighting against a real life cyber like enemy who like hacks into the simulation because there's interesting stuff going on in there. So like without realizing it, your training program has actually become like for real life. Trying something called a potty. Good luck, that's all I can say. What? Get me out of here. I've been squashed. Ooh. Meow. And the wildlife has come back. Such muscles are not easily surmounted. That thing was just a bunch of rubber abs and hot air. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the menu. All right, I'm probably going to close out the stream fairly soon, because it's getting a little bit late and I'm quite tired. But yeah, this is one of my favorite games. So much love went into this. I am padded, yes. One of my favorite things about this, the soundtrack, um, like when you get below 50% health, you of course get the HP warning sound, sort of like in Pokemon, um, but it's not like a discrete sound. It's an extra like instrument layered on top of the soundtrack. Ooh. I don't think I've heard this song. Boss Rush, huh? This song plays for about half an hour every time you hear it, so I made it longer than usual and put in a bunch of throwbacks. That's cool. All right, let's see. Let's go straight to the showdown with Arikhan. This was the first final boss that the game had back when it was in like version 0.4. And of course, he's like Kirby versus Meta Knight energy. He's got to give you a sword before you can fight him. Now, if you shoot him or you kick him, then he'll just start the fight anyways and call you a dishonorable cur. You can also switch back to your regular weapon, which has been beefed up slightly. But you can see the different abilities I have. If I do like up, then it becomes an uppercut. I can dive into him. I can do like a shadow dash. And then he powers up, and of course I power up at the same time as him. Because remember, I'm copying his abilities. As he gets more powerful, so do I. So now instead of 3 shots, I have 3. Or instead of 1 shot, I have 3. And instead of just an uppercut, it now becomes like a cross slash. You have much to learn. Return when you can put up a fight. Get diaper crinkles. Unfortunately, I can't really do that through the internet. but I'm sure it's very cute here. Cha-cha-cha! Yeah. All right, let's do one more thing. We're gonna go into hell. This is the extra world on the normal campaign. There's nothing to copy just yet. Wow. Have to maintain my distance a little bit. I can defeat these guys and get a little bit of headway. Ah. Flesh. Alright, we've got something now. Alright, this is casting for my hit points. I gotta take this guy down fast. Yeah. Give me your power. I can do damage to the main boss now. Just not very fast. He's still recovering a lot of health. Alright, the interface is getting really wonky now. I don't think I even have health anymore. I'm fully in tune with the Eldritch. Oh, that hurt though. Alright, let's end this. Combining all three. But that was a bit too much for the simulation. That should not have even been possible to copy. I should never have allowed the game to even simulate such a dark power. Just give me a few minutes. Wonder if Vilky's ability is more important than I thought. Alright, I can't resist. I have to do the hard mode now. The hard mode takes place in heaven. Won't be the first time I smash an ancient piece of junk. Show me what you're capable of. Not doing too good on the health front. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, I'm gonna go for the purple. Go after the purple angel first. Okay. That didn't quite work. Finally, a challenge. This works just like the other battle, right? Focus on one at a time. Which one of these do I want to copy first? I have to track their the projectiles from far away. I also have to remember that, like, I have an invincibility roll that I'm just not using enough. I'm like accidentally hitting down and kick. There we go. That's how it's meant to be used. Whoa. A little bit too close for comfort there. Get some DPS on him. Ouch. Alright, let's get the blue guy next. Good. 2 down. The Bard Angel. Meow. Meow. Alright, we've got all 3 now. Come on. Stop hitting me. Alright, supercharge. Get back here. I'm not done with you. Yeah. Meow. Yeah. Celebrate victory. Time to sleep. Oh, yeah. So this is just such a good game. All right. So, thank you for joining me for Thursday night stream. That was a lot of fun. Um, I I'm still a little sad that I didn't get through that Sudoku, but um, what can you do? Sometimes it just defeats you. So as usual, I'll be streaming on Monday, 5:30 for Factorio Space Age. The factory is really in a good state. Um, I'm, I'm looking forward to redoing all of science and getting more things beaconed. Hopefully we can get to green belts. Finally, green belts. Please let it happen. Tuesday we're going to come back on Sonic Forces. We're starting on Shadow's episode. That should take 2 or 3 streams or so, and then after that, I'll be playing Shadow Generations. I might play some Silk Song tomorrow or Saturday. I'm at the very end of the game. Basically, like one more quest to do, and then I can finish out Act 3. And that'll be it for that. So, how about we go bother Puddle Go Splash? As always, thank you for joining me. I will see you next time.